Good evening, good morning, good now, because now is all we've got. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday. This moment, right now, is where your life shifts. You were not born to be average. You were born to be a force, a breaker of limits, a mover of mountains. But the world, it doesn't care about what you were born to be. It will bury your dreams under routine. It will drown your voice in noise. It will suffocate your fire if you let it. That's why you must take back control. Let me ask you a hard question. What story are you telling yourself? The one that's stopping you. We all have one. I'm too old. I'm too young. I've tried and failed. Nobody believes in me. That story becomes your prison. And the only way out is through a decision. A real decision. You don't need another excuse. You need a breakthrough. And every breakthrough starts with the moment you say, enough. I will not settle. I will not wait. I will not live like this anymore. That's the moment your life begins to change. You say you failed? Good. That means you've tried. That means you're in the game. You think I didn't fail. You think the great ones didn't fall? They did. But they got back up. Every time. The ones who get back up change the world. Your past does not define you. Your decision does. Because when you decide, not wish, not hope, but decide to rise, something shifts in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Life doesn't respond to what you say you want. Life responds to what you're committed to. And commitment isn't talk, it's action. Massive, consistent, relentless action. Some of you have been through hell. You've faced trauma, disappointment, heartbreak, loss, and you think that disqualifies you. No, it qualifies you. You've got scars. Good. Those are proof you survived. You suffered. That pain was preparing you. You are stronger than you think. And pain, when you face it, can become power. Don't run from your pain. Use it. Don't let it harden you. Let it build you. Pain is your wake-up call. And when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change, that's when you transform. You want to change? Then you need to master 3 things. Your state, your story, and your strategy. First, state your emotional home, your energy, your physicality. You can't create your dream life in a depressed, tired, hopeless state. Move your body. Change your breath. Shift your energy. Second, your story, the script that plays in your head. Change it. Replace I can't with a you must. Replace a someday with a now. And third, your strategy. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Success leaves clues. Find someone who's already done what you want to do and model them. There's a fire in you. Maybe it's just a spark right now. Maybe it's just a spark right now. Maybe it's been buried by bills, routines, expectations, failure, fear, but it's there and it's not gone. It just needs fuel. That fire is your gift. That fire is your calling. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people who are on fire. People who live fully. People who lead with passion. People who show others what's possible. That's you. Don't die with your fire still inside you. Don't die with your fire still inside you. Don't let the world convince you to dim your light. Fear is a liar. It will whisper that you're not enough, that you should wait, that you're too late. It's too risky. Fear sounds reasonable, but it is the enemy of greatness. Stop negotiating with fear. Stop giving it power. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to fear less and act more. When fear says, what if I fail? You answer, what if I fly? When fear says, stay where it's safe, you say, watch me grow. Boldness is not the absence of fear. It's doing it anyway. You want to rise? Then raise your standards. Stop settling for average. Stop surrounding yourself with people who drain you. Stop making excuses that feel good but get you nowhere. Get honest. What have you been tolerating? What have you been tolerating? What are you no longer willing to accept? You don't get what you want. You get what you tolerate. Tolerate. Draw the line. Set a new standard. Say to yourself, this is who I am now. This is the level I play at. This is the version of me that will no longer shrink to fit into small places. But a standard without action is just a wish. So you must move. Start. Begin. Right now. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait until you're confident. Don't wait until the fear goes away. It won't. Confidence comes after action, not before. Start ugly. Start scared. Start before you're ready. One step. One call. One post, one idea, one conversation. That's all it takes to start momentum. And momentum creates magic. You're not just here to make a living. You're here to make a difference, to build a legacy, to become a force for others. Because at the end of your life, it won't be about what you had. It will be about what you gave. Did you live fully? Did you live deeply? Did you lead others out of their darkness because you conquered your own? When you unleash your fire, your courage becomes someone else's hope. Your breakthrough becomes someone else's inspiration. So I ask you, will you settle? Or will you rise? Will you play small? Or will you give your gift to the world? Will you wake up 5 years from now full of regrets or full of fire? This is the moment you've been waiting for. Not a new job, not a perfect relationship, not a magic opportunity. Just this, a decision, a new identity, a new commitment. You were not born to settle. You were born to soar. You were born to create. You were born to lead. You were born to love, to serve, to grow, to shine. The world needs that version of you. So rise, speak, move, lead, unleash the fire within, and never look back. You were not born in chains. You were not designed to walk this earth afraid of your own reflection, to fear your voice, or to shrink in the presence of pressure. You were born bold. You were born capable. You were born to break the chains that try to bind you: fear, doubt, limitation, mediocrity, trauma, excuses. But what happens? Somewhere along the line, you bought into a lie. A story, a script someone handed you. You're not smart enough. You're too broken. You're too late. You didn't choose that voice, but you've been obeying it. That ends now, because I'm here to tell you something your past never did. You are powerful beyond belief. And I don't mean that in a cute, motivational poster way. I mean literally. You have the power to rewire your brain, reshape your life, and rewrite your future. You're not waiting on a miracle. You are the miracle. But here's the truth. Nothing changes until you get radically honest. What are the chains you're still dragging? What pain are you protecting? What dream have you buried? You can't conquer what you're not willing to confront. So confront it. Rip the mask off. Call it out. That addiction, that fear, that pattern, it's not who you are. It's what you've learned to tolerate. And let me be clear, you don't rise by being polite to your pain. You rise by declaring war on everything that's kept you small. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying I'm fine. You're not fine. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're tired of being tired, And that frustration? That's sacred. That's fire. That's your soul screaming for more. Listen to it. You're not here to survive. You're here to unleash, to break patterns, to break cycles. You are not your parents' mistakes. You are not your trauma. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are the decision you make right now. And that decision changes everything. Decide to rise. Decide to stop waiting. Decide to stop asking for permission to be great. You don't need more time. You don't need more money. You don't need more motivation. You need a decision that burns so deeply you will never go back to who you were. You want freedom? Then stop looking for comfort. Freedom is uncomfortable. It's messy. It's hard, but it's worth it. You've got to lean into the resistance. You've got to take the hit. You got to embrace the chaos. Because on the other side of that chaos is clarity. And on the other side of that pain is power. Pain isn't your enemy. Well, it's your instructor. Your suffering, that's the tuition you paid for growth. You want joy? You want purpose? Then you must go through the fire. But hear me, you don't walk through the fire to get burned. You walk through to be forged, to be refined, to be reborn. There is a version of you on the other side of this moment. A version who's fearless, focused on fire. But you'll never meet them if you stay here, so move. Take the risk. Make the call. End the toxic pattern. Launch the thing. Speak the truth. Say yes. Say no. Do whatever it takes to stop playing small with a big destiny. The people around you might not understand. They're not supposed to. You're not here to be understood. You're here to lead. And leaders walk alone before they walk with impact. So if it feels lonely, good. That's the price of transformation. That's the space where your new life is built. Let go of the identity that's kept you safe. You don't need it anymore. That story of a not a noof is expired. That mindset of a someday is a lie. That loop of a what if I fail is nothing compared to a what if I never try. Let that sink in. Because the pain of failure is temporary, but the pain of regret is permanent. What would happen if, for the next 12 months, You gave it everything. What if you stopped negotiating with your fear? What if you made your growth non-negotiable? What if you showed up every day like your life depended on it? Because it does. You don't need more information. You need transformation. Transformation. And that starts with ownership. Own your life. Own your choices. Own your energy. Own your dream like it's already yours. Stop trying. Start becoming. You are not here to repeat. You are here to disrupt, to invent, to lead, to rise so high that the old you couldn't breathe at your altitude. And when people look at you in the future and say, "How did you do it?" You'll smile and say, "I broke the chains." Not someday, not soon, now. Break the chains. You want a breakthrough? It's not about changing your job, your location, your friends, or your circumstances. It starts by changing you, not just how you think, but how you lead your life. Because transformation doesn't begin when things get better. It begins the moment you decide, "I will own everything." No more blame. No more blame. No more waiting. No more excuses. This is my life, and I'm taking it back. Most people live as victims of their own story. They walk around wearing their past like a prison sentence. If only I had better parents. If only I didn't go through that breakup. If only I hadn't failed. Stop. Stop feeding the fire that's burning down your own future. Because the moment you give away responsibility, you give away your power. And you were not born powerless. You were born to rise. Total ownership is the bridge between who you are and who you were born to become. You don't have to wait for anyone to save you. You don't have to beg for approval. You don't have to beg for approval. You are not a servant to your past. You are the captain of your future, but you've got to own it all. The wins and the losses, the progress and the pain, all of it. If your life is out of alignment, it's not because the world's unfair. It's because somewhere you've tolerated something that doesn't belong in your life anymore. A belief, a behavior, a relationship, a cycle. And until you stop making peace with mediocrity, you will never taste excellence. Let me be real with you. This is not about motivation. This is about mastery. Motivation gets you going, but mastery keeps you growing. And mastery is only for those who are willing to pay the price. Sacrifice, focus, discipline, relentless effort. What do you want more, comfort or change? Because you can't have both. When you take total ownership, you stop needing perfect circumstances to move forward. You stop waiting for the right mood, the right time, the right opportunity. You become the opportunity. You generate your own power. You create momentum from nothing because you realize you are the source. Ownership is not about control. It's about responsibility. And that's where the real shift happens. When you stop asking, "Well, why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What am I going to do with this?" That's the moment you unlock growth. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop drowning in problems and start becoming the solution. Look around your life. What are you avoiding? What are you pretending not to know? What decisions have you postponed because they're uncomfortable? It's time to face them. Own them. Change them. Own them. Change them. You can't lie to yourself and expect truth to set you free. Truth will disturb you before it develops you, but that disturbance is sacred. That discomfort, that's where the upgrade happens. People say, "Tony, how do I stay consistent?" You don't. You become consistent. It's an identity shift. You stop being someone who tries and you start becoming someone who does. You become the kind of person who keeps promises to yourself. And that kind of person is unstoppable. Do you know how powerful you are when your actions align with your values? When your life becomes a reflection of your highest standard, not your lowest mood, that's when you lead. That's when people follow you, not because you're loud, but because you're real. Because your life speaks louder than your words. Ownership turns victims into visionaries. It turns people who once broke under pressure into people who break records. It turns pain into purpose. But you have to be willing to burn the old version of yourself to the ground and rise again. You want to transform your life? Take total, brutal, beautiful ownership. Not just for your past, but for your potential. Say, "This is my responsibility, my life, my standard, my time." And when you walk with that kind of power, nothing can stop you. Because the world doesn't move for people who wait. It moves for people who act. It moves for people who act. Now stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop hoping. Own it all. and go build the life you were meant to live. There is a warrior inside you, not a soldier who takes orders, not a servant of fear, a warrior, a person who rises when others shrink, a person who doesn't wait for the world to grant permission but charges forward because destiny doesn't wait. It demands. And somewhere along the line, that warrior got quiet, buried under deadlines, distractions, and disappointments. Oh, you started walking through life playing it safe, calculating every risk, avoiding every fall. But let me tell you something. Safety is not success. Comfort is not greatness. Growth doesn't live in easy. You will never meet the strongest version of yourself in a soft environment. You meet that version when your back is against the wall, when the storm is raging, when everything is uncertain, but you move anyway. You stand anyway. You speak anyway. You speak anyway. That's where the warrior wakes up, not in peace, but in pressure. You want to break through? Stop praying for peace and start fighting for purpose. Stop asking life to get easier. Start asking to become stronger. The world doesn't reward the timid. It rewards the ones who are relentless, who don't stop when they're tired, who don't quit when it's hard, who don't bend to pressure but become the pressure. Life will test you. People will doubt you, will doubt you. The path will scare you. That's the point. That's how the warrior is revealed, not by the trophies you've earned, but the battles you've survived. But hear me now. This is not about pretending to be strong. This is about becoming strong. And strength is forged through truth. What are you hiding from? What parts of yourself have you rejected because they feel too broken, too dark, too vulnerable? That's where your power lives. Your wounds, your mistakes, your fears. They are not your enemy. They are your teachers. They are the places where your warrior was born. Stop cursing the pain and start using it. Turn it into fuel, into fire, into resolve. Because when the pain becomes your purpose, nothing can touch you. And that's what warriors do. They stop chasing comfort. They chase clarity. They stop hiding from pressure. They train under it. They stop asking a what if I fail and start asking a what if I never try. That shift, it changes everything. You don't need perfect conditions to become powerful. You need hunger. Hunger to grow. Hunger to rise. Hunger to prove to yourself that you are no longer the person who settles, who shrinks, who sleeps through life. Who sleeps through life? That version of you? Gone, burned, buried. The warrior has awakened. But this isn't just about personal success. This is about impact. The warrior doesn't fight just for themselves. They fight for the people counting on them, for the vision that's bigger than them, for the generations coming after them, and after them. Because purpose is always greater than pride. You've got one life, one shot, and the clock is ticking. So how long will you wait to live it on fire? How long will you delay your greatness because you're afraid to feel discomfort? There is no greatness without grit, no elevation without effort. Without effort. No legacy without war. And the war is not outside you. The war is within. The fight between who you are and who you were, between comfort and conviction, between old habits and new identity. And the only way to win is to step into the fire and not come out until the old you is gone. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are becoming something unstoppable. And once you accept that, once you step into that space and say, I'm ready to go to war for my life, you'll never look back. The warrior is awake. Now let the world feel it. Now let the world feel it.